Have you ever tried to make a change in yourself, only to find yourself back where you started after a few weeks or months? Did it ever feel as if some invisible force was pulling you back to square one? In this video, I'm going to explain why change can be so difficult and give you some tools to make it easier. The first thing to understand is that most of us go through life in a kind of trance. About 80% of the time, we're on autopilot. This means we're often making decisions and moving through routines subconsciously, driven by beliefs beneath our conscious awareness. These subconscious beliefs shape who we are and guide our decisions, usually without us even noticing. Most of the time, people are in this semi-awake autopilot state. Only when something new or challenging comes up do we engage consciously. So, why is change difficult? Picture an iceberg floating in the water. About 90% of it is below the surface. That's your subconscious mind. The 10% above the water represents your conscious mind. Like this iceberg, your subconscious is vast and powerful, often steering the ship. Most decisions come from our emotions, which are housed in the subconscious. We usually apply logic after the fact to justify our emotional choices. Humans are emotional beings first and rational beings second. If you find a situation that doesn't make logical sense, ask yourself, who benefits from this? Often, things click into place when viewed through that lens. Similarly, if someone's making choices that seem irrational, they're likely acting from fear, trying to avoid potential pain. Let's say you make a conscious choice to change, a decision to quit smoking, start going to the gym, or begin working toward a promotion. Initially, it feels exciting, but soon enough, discomfort or fear sneaks in, and that's when many people give up. This is why most New Year's resolutions fail. About 90% of the time, the conscious mind is trying to reason its way past deeply ingrained beliefs, and that's a tall order. When your conscious mind decides one thing, but your subconscious isn't on board, the subconscious will win 99% of the time. But if your subconscious and conscious mind both agree, change flows naturally and success becomes much more likely. The key is aligning your subconscious desires with your conscious goals. If your subconscious wants it, then your conscious mind is far more likely to follow suit, making the change feel exciting and easy. When that alignment happens, you'll find yourself attracting people, situations, and opportunities that support your goal. Synchronicities start popping up, but I digress. And this brings us to willpower. After 22 years and over 11,000 client sessions, I can tell you one thing for sure: willpower doesn't work. Trying to force yourself to change usually doesn't stick because, again, if the conscious mind and subconscious mind are at odds, the subconscious will usually win. One helpful idea is focus on the outcome, not the obstacles. Looking ahead to where you want to be helps spark excitement, which gets the subconscious more engaged in the journey. Too often, people zero in on the obstacles, which just brings fear and hesitation. Focus on your desired outcome, and it becomes easier to keep moving forward. Most people know that to make a change, you need to start with a conscious decision. But next, you've got to bring the subconscious on board. One way to do this is to stay focused on the outcome instead of the hurdles. Working with a skilled hypnotist can also help shift or reshape subconscious beliefs that might be blocking you, aligning them with your conscious goals. Meditation, too, can make your goal feel more familiar and achievable. The idea is to create in your imagination in great detail, using all your senses, the idea of the future you desire. By meditating on this idea daily, you will become familiar with the future you want. You see, you're creating a memory of a future that hasn't happened yet. Because it's a memory, it will be easier to recall as time goes on, and will help to align your subconscious with your desires. And give it time. Change happens on 3 levels: consciously, subconsciously, and physically. For instance, if you left a stressful job where every day at 10 a.m. your boss would come over and yell at you, your body would start to remember that routine. Even if you move to a calmer workplace, you might still feel tense around 10 a.m. because your body has learned to expect that stress. So be patient with yourself as you adjust, knowing that your body may need some time to fully let go of the past. In summary, real, lasting change happens when your subconscious aligns with your conscious goals. If you step out of the familiar It's easy to slide back if the subconscious isn't fully on board. Hi, I'm Bruce Lumley. In the 1990s, I was left with a post-surgical pain syndrome and told that I would have to live with it the rest of my life. My search led me to discover clinical hypnosis for pain management. Long story short, that was my solution, and I'm pain-free to this day. That experience changed me so much that I left a 20-year career in electronics to become a clinical hypnotist. And since then, I've conducted over 11,000 client sessions. I work with clients individually and in small groups, incorporating NLP and coaching principles into many of my sessions. If you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out or book a free consultation through my website at thoughtsmith.ca. If you got something out of this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.